You know fapping isn't good. You know the damage fapping does to you. But you keep relapsing. You keep fapping even though you know the amount of damage it does to you. The amount of harm it does to you. But for some weird reason, you just can't stop. You just feel this urge to do it and continue doing it. And to be honest, I know the feeling. I know because I was once like this. I was once like you. I was addicted to fapping. And at first I was like, yeah, this is fun. I didn't know it was bad for me. And I was like, yeah, this is fun. I did it. I will do it again. And it was nice. It was nice until I found out about the damage it does to you. And I did it. It was too late, actually. I realized that it was bad for me too late. As I said, at first I was like, yeah, this is fun, it's pleasure, it's nice, it's not that bad, it's nice. But I found out, and it was already too late. I was 1 year into doing it. And I was at a bad point. I was doing it 4 times a day. I went from the guy that was doing it once a week because it was nice to doing it every day because it's so nice. Then once in the morning, once while showering. Then after that, after showering, might as well do it again. And I was doing it 4 times a day. I was extremely addicted. And I wouldn't say that I didn't realize it. I kind of knew. But how do I say this? I knew that I was addicted, but I didn't quite fully embrace it. I didn't stick my hand up and I was like, yeah, I'm an addict, I'm an addict. I didn't see it that bad. I didn't think it was that big of a problem. But here's the thing, I was lucky. I was lucky because I found out about the bad stuff after didn't get to the point where I was doing it 7 times a day as some people did. I wasn't that deep into it. Even though I was doing it 4 times a day, yes, I wasn't that deep. And that helped me stop. And it was easier for me to stop. And from the guy that was doing it 4 times a day, now I'm at the point where it doesn't even cross my mind. It doesn't even cross my mind to watch the shit I was watching. I'm at a really good point compared to what I was. So how did I do it? You might be wondering. Well, it was kind of complicated because, as I said, I was too addicted. I tried to stop. I found about nofap, and the usual stuff that they do. You get the streak and try to not fap for an X amount of days. So I was like, sweet, I'll try it tomorrow. And I lasted half a day. And I was like, yeah, I did it, so I might as well do it another time because I'm at day 0. And the next day I would do the same. Okay, I made some progress. I was doing it once a day instead of 4 times. I made some progress, but still, I was on nofap. Okay, I'm not gonna fap from now on, from this day, from this moment, for 90 days I won't fap again. And 2 days later, and again, the same thinking. I'm on day 0, so I might as well. So the first mistake I did that costed me a lot was that I didn't think that I would not fap. I would think that I was on nofap. I thought about myself as the person that was trying not to fap. I was on streaks. And streaks are really bad for you because, as I said, you have this mentality. Oh, I'm on day 0, so I might as well do it another 4 times. And you stopped fapping for 2 days and do it again and for 3 times, I don't know. Instead of doing it once, realize that, oh shit, I did it, and try to get away from it. Because people that do streaks, nofap streaks, have this thinking like their whole life like goes around that streak, and they think like, okay, I have 2 days progress, so if I fap the 3rd day, I lose all my progress and I'm a fapper again. But it doesn't work like that. If you were the guy that was fapping 5 times a day, and you get to the point where you fap once a day, that's a huge increase. You know what I'm saying? So if you go from the guy that was doing it a lot to doing it once a day, that's a huge difference. And after that point, you become the guy that's doing it once every other day. And that's half of the amount that you were doing before. And from once every other day to twice a week, let's say. So you progressively overload. And if you have this mentality, it's easier for you to quit, to full on quit. Do not fap ever again. But this is another mistake. You can't think that you won't fap ever again, because it's not realistic. You can't think of yourself, okay, from now on I will never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, ever fap again. That's not realistic. You have to think that from now on I will try to do it less. Remove the streak, remove all this bullshit, because it's doing you more harm than good. You don't need to become the person that thinks, oh, I'm on nofap and I'm the person that faps, then I'm trying to quit. So you become the person that doesn't fap, and if the person does fap, if you fap, it's okay, because at least you did it a lot less than you usually were doing. And again, let's talk about the fact that you won't fap, the mentality of not fapping ever again, because it's unrealistic. You can't expect from this moment, let's say you've been fapping for 2 years. You can't expect from this exact moment, after fapping every day for 2 years consistently, you can't expect to get to 0 instantly. It's like a moving train. You can't stop a moving train on the spot. There's momentum. Think of this like a moving train, bro. Let's say that all these years you've been moving at 2,000 kilometers per hour. And that train won't be able to stop on the spot. Press the brakes and stop immediately. And don't move even a centimeter. It's not realistic. If it's moving fast, and it has to slow down. It has to slow down, not stop immediately. And that's how you should think as well. You've been fapping for 2 years, so this month I will try to fap half as much as I used to do. And the next 2 months I will try to fap half of that, And you will get to the point where, let's say you fap every day for 2 years. The first month you fap every other day, and then you fap 3 times a day, and then you fap 2 times a week, and then you fap once a week, and then you fap once every 2 weeks, and gradually you become the guy that just faps once a year. Wouldn't you think that's progress? From fapping every day for 2 years to fapping once a year. And it's not unrealistic, like saying from this moment I will never fap again, because it's impossible. All these years you made a habit of fapping, and you know how habits work. So you can't just stop. So that's what I want you to do. Think in, like, when you go to the gym. Let's say you go to the gym. You can't expect to lift the 20 kilogram dumbbell from day one. You have to work your way to that. You can't deadlift 100 kilograms the first day that you enter the gym with no experience. You have to work your way up to that. And it's the same with fapping. You can't experience to never fap again after fapping for 2 years straight, daily. So try to progressively overload. And here's another simple thing I have for you. If you have the capacity, try to find what makes you fap. Try to find the message, the image, the routine that makes you fap. So let's say you wake up and the first thing you do is you grab your phone and scroll on Instagram. And that's what makes you fap. You scroll until you see some ass and they're like, oh, and you get that neuron activation and you start fapping. So the easiest way to not do that is to not pick up your phone the first thing in the morning. Do you understand this way of thinking? Or let's say that you fap when you go to shit. It's not, the solution is not to have the same routine, but just change the fact that you won't fap, is to change the routine. Because if you go to shit, if you go to the bathroom to start shitting, and you open your phone and the first thing you do is open Reddit and start scrolling until you see ass, it's not like you scroll on Reddit, you see ass, and you're there, oh, I'm not gonna fap, I'm not gonna fap, and you scroll down. You will eventually fap if you keep scrolling on Reddit. So change the routine. When you go to shit, don't go with your phone. That's what I did. And that stopped me from fapping a lot of times. Go with a book. Or try to shit for a less amount of time. Find the thing that makes you want to fap. It could be an image. It could be an app. It could be, as I said, a routine. Change it. Don't change only the fact that you won't be fapping. Don't change just the mentality. Change your environment. Change your routine. Change what you can to create as much friction between you and fapping. Because if you don't have, imagine, if you don't have an internet connection, do you think you will fap as much? Because the amount of times you fapped using the internet is way larger than the amount of times that you fapped just from your imagination or a magazine. It's not realistic that you will fap if you don't have an internet connection. Just think of that. I don't tell you to go to that extreme to not have an internet connection, but think of what makes you fap, what gets that ball rolling, and try to eliminate that. And you will see that you'll fap a lot less, and it won't be that stressful for you. It won't be that hard for you to stop fapping. I hope you take some action, bro. If you enjoyed the video, scroll down and click on the subscribe button. It will help both of us. See you later. Mwah.